Eiti, I've been thinking that all of our guests look so great, probably because they're using the Vega products one way or another. We'll have to find out later. But let's start with this, right? We'll talk a bit about media, we'll talk a bit about content, we'll talk a bit about challenges, but start us off with media. As Sai was saying, you know, it's all changed out there. Everything's changing. How with an amazing brand, you know, a well-established brand like Vega, do you think about media and channels, Eiti?
Sure. Jasper, yes. Of course, you know, barring content, barring, I must say that, you know, at every step of the consumer journey, everything is changing, right? Even at Vega, we've kind of transformed our media strategy, and, you know, the cross-platform digital approach is what works, right? Beyond just giving a lot of savings, right, which is, say, a minimum of 20%, depending upon what industry and category we're talking about. Digital has for sure given a new opportunity you know, to brands like us, and especially being a household, you know, a legacy brand, the idea of creating enough brand excitement, right, around the product is what is needed today. And I think through digital, we've been able to sort of do it far better. And we've been able to tap on a lot of opportunities to kind of look at creative cohorts, as we call it, which are like absolutely digital savvy consumers. We've literally changed our whole way we operate media internally.
Okay, so you're anywhere and everywhere, but in the end, right, we all know this, compelling content is king. Tell us how, with the 2023 version of Vega, how do you think about content, Eiti?
So I think the core philosophy and the way we see content being created is it works on 3 pillars, literally, right? So whether it's in, I would say 3 E's. So entertainment, education, and empathy. I think that's what consumers and audience look for. And this is, of course, ranging from Gen Zs to millennials and to a little bit mid-age guys as well. To create that content, you know, something that would not just come off to you while you're browsing on your, you know, social platforms, etc. The idea is to, of course, create it as compelling as possible so that there's two-way conversation happening on the brand, right? Especially with beauty as a category. 33% of the beauty consumers, right, has been quoted by one of the largest e-commerce players in India, are loyal to one brand. So there lies an opportunity wherein you're able to sort of add value to their funnel, to what they're searching for, and help them discover the right products and the right experiences. So as a brand, of course, today brand is not what, you know, you're speaking of yourself. It's what consumers are speaking of you on the social. And whether it's reviews, whether it's ratings, right? Or whether it is curating or creating the content. Truly, I think the world has changed, and the snackable short format content is what works maximum, whether it was Instagram Reels or now YouTube Shorts. And honestly, brands have a lot to learn and evolve further.
Okay, so Eiti, as you say, content is really conversation, right? There's no point at going one way. It's very rich if it goes both ways. When you think about your communities, right, your consumer communities, give us one example of how you go about getting conversations going with a particular community.
So for example, we have something called Vega Grooming Talks. We call it VGT. The idea is to kind of engage with not just the influencers, top creators, but also, say, for example, a derma, right, a dermatologist who kind of comes in, gives live masterclasses, etc., to the consumers to be able to tell them and educate them with the right usage of the product and the application, right? So, like I said, I think our commitment is to not change or transform people with this whole beauty, appliances, and so on and so forth. We want to empower them, right? So that we can further de-seasonalize and contemporize DIY and GIY, as we call it, which is groom it yourself.
So you're a kind of trusted navigator who helps the person to understand beauty as much as you are a provider of products.
Absolutely.
Eiti, that's absolutely fascinating. I mean, it's again, we have so little time to cover such a rich topic. Thank you so much for being here.